the sea horizon. Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number. Them to see the horizon. 2,000 we'll go. Wastelands through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. To see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number. Fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Welcome to our show again this week. Today on Nerd Vomit, we have a new guest or a guest host. Yes. Unfortunately, our Salem is at the hospital with his sister right now. So sad. Everybody's sending lots of love and prayers his way. If you pray, if you send positive energy, send some of that too. So today we have Miss Farah Leigh. You want to introduce
Hello.
yourself?
Hi, I'm Farah. I am 26 years old and I am so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, of course, of course. We're very excited to have you, and we're happy to have some new faces on the show. You're actually our first guest host, so yay,
Oh
congrats.
my goodness. Thank you. I hope I live up to
Mhm.
the hype.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Just getting to know you a little bit pre the show, I think, I think it's gonna work just fine.
I think so
Um,
too.
Yeah, for sure. So today on the show, we are talking rom-coms, right? So
hmm
we have rom-com movies, comedy movies. So that's what we're gonna like fill you guys in on today. Just a little public service announcement. Some of you might not agree with our opinions on the matter, but that's okay. If you think another topic should be discussed or you have other opinions, we would love to hear from you on Twitter. So just let us know. Or you can let us know in the live chat, which is on our stream right now. You can definitely chat us up on stream. We will answer any questions that you might have and go
hmm
from there. So, Miss Farah,
hmm Yes.
what does a rom com mean to you?
Oh my gosh, putting me on the spot already. Um, okay, so full disclosure, totally got me wasted before this. So I
hmm
will admit I do enjoy a rom-com from time to time. And how do I define it? I think it's just like it's satisfying and it makes you feel good. It's like every
Right.
little thing that you could imagine in a movie just like squished into one. It's like you want a little action, you got a little action. You want a little sexy time, you got a little sexy time. You want a little
hmm
laughter, you got some laughter. It's like everything all together.
I agree. I agree. I
Mhm.
definitely think that's a good definition. It kind of just gives you a little bit of everything. And sometimes there's some action in there, like some like car racing. I don't know. You just get like some action in there, but it's not a lot because that's not really the
Yeah.
focus, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, dramatic fights professing, love, all that
Sure,
fun
for
stuff.
sure. So I basically my little quick there's always like a excuse my pause here, but there's always like some kind of shenanigans that keep them kind of occupied, right? Like there's always this on again, off again romance. There's this we're okay, I
Mhm.
hate you, I love you. They
Mhm.
also say things like, so there's different characteristics of a rom-com. I would always say there's a contrived meeting, right? There's always this overly comical situation that they first start out with. Would you agree?
Mhm. I totally agree. Mhm.
Yeah, so there's like their little quote unquote meet cute, is
Yes.
what
There's a meet
the
cute moment.
yeah, yes.
I
So
love that.
usually this happens within the first 10, 20 minutes and then of the
Mhm.
film. And then also the second characteristic is polar opposites. Would you also
Yes.
agree that that's a good one?
Oh my god, who doesn't love a little hot and cold action? I mean, you're
Mhm.
giving a little, smolder, and then you're pulling away, and then you just give enough just to, like, leave you wanting more.
Right, exactly, exactly. And they always seem to be like they have different personalities. They're usually like maybe there is a different cultural like they're not equal status on the cultural, you
Mhm.
know, uh like spectrum, I guess.
Yeah,
um
or, like,
yeah.
economically too, like,
Mhm.
it's like there's, like, the underdog or, like, like, there's, like, a super rich, whether it's, like, the guy who's, like, like, a little, like, sugar daddy or whatever, and, like or, like,
Yeah.
there's, like, the super rich girl who falls for, like, there's, like, different, like, tropes in it.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. So and there's a lot of like different viewpoints. They may not always agree on the same thing, or they definitely have some kind of, they could possibly have some like cultural conflicts. Just it's typically, not always, but typically it's people who normally would not meet, I think.
Yes, it's the unexpected, and it's like
Mhm.
that's like what like we like kinda like wanna like root for, right? It's like we're
Right.
like, "Oh, wow," it's like a little cliche, but like, why am I suddenly invested in
Yeah,
this?
exactly. And I think that's like one of the most important things about a rom-com is they want you to get totally like immersed, like immerse yourself like completely into this movie, like feel like you're these characters.
Exactly, and it works, it sells,
Mm,
I feel
yeah.
it.
They also say that there is also like a problem, like I talked about before, there's like a shenanigan. Sometimes people
Mhm.
understand or relate to these problems, they try a cool challenge. So like usually, like I talked about before, it's like this on again, off again, like we're okay, we have problems, and now we're better again. I love you, I hate you, I don't want to be with you, and then, oh, I love you again.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like that
Mhm.
near breakup or like that actual breakup where like something happens and then it's like, "Oh my god, drama." And like something
Right.
happens where they're like that's like preventing them from like being together. And then like
Right.
then there's that leads us to the grand gesture, right? That's like the,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know, cheesy boombox moment.
Yes. That moment that we all like, well, I don't know about you boys, you guys out there, but us girls, we like live for these moments. I mean, not all girls, I guess you would say, but some of us live for these
Mhm.
moments. Like we want these rom-com moments in our life.
Mhm. Like, make
Uh,
a grand gesture, but, like,
yeah,
don't
for
make it
sure.
too cheesy. Like, don't show up outside my apartment with a, like, boombox. Don't do
I
it.
mean, I kind of like cheesy. I'm okay with cheesy.
Oh my gosh, really?
Sometimes,
I
I
love
mean,
it. So you would
sometimes,
say yes to the boombox.
Oh,
Okay.
hell yeah. Boombox me all night long, baby. And then another characteristics of the rom-com is there's always like a comical, they always have comical friends. Most have a
Mhm.
very supportive friend. There's like one supportive friend that usually is there. We all need
Mhm.
our support and our friends to get us through these moments.
Totally.
Hmm.
Mhm. Like the supportive best friend,
Yes.
sidekick, maybe someone who's, like, egging them on a little bit,
Yeah,
potentially.
for sure. Hmm. Or
Mhm.
or you always some of them have that one friend who's, like, totally in love with you.
Mhm. Oh my gosh.
And you don't end up with them in the end. Um, it seems like that happens a lot. Like, there's in a lot of rom-coms, not all of them, but in a lot of them, there's always that friend that is, like, head over heels in love with the role, one of the roles, and, the female or the male role, whichever, and, it always seems like they get their heart broken.
Oh, baby.
And then also there is uh, the ending. So usually the rom-coms like okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, or I got a little bit tongue-tied there. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I was reading and doing some research and like enjoying some movies or whatever, and I came across
Mhm.
this interesting fact. I don't know, you guys can tell us if you think it's true or not, but there is always this obligation to feature at least one male BFF who wears um, some kind of neckwear. Do you think that's true?
Like, define neckwear for me. Like, I'm thinking
Like,
like a chain or like
okay, so like okay, for example, 16 Candles.
Mhm.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me think here. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think of like neckties. I mean, you could be like neckties. It could be like there's some kind of like neck wear, like a scarf, or
Ooh.
a bow tie, like in 10 or How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. There is a guy in there who wears a bow tie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Can you think of
Like a suit
something?
man.
Suit man or just
Mm,
some kind of like neck wear, like scarf or some kind of neck wear?
I'm trying to think. Neckwear, neckwear, neckwear. Um, hmm. If any of you guys are like, if you know any rom-com experts, feel free to leave us a little comment because my brain is blanking right now, but I can think of a million ways to use that neckwear. None of which are
Yeah.
appropriate right now.
Oh, yeah, I totally I was thinking, let's see. I know in I'm supposed to be like this expert here, right? So in I can't remember if it was Pretty or Pink, and maybe one of our viewers can see. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Ducky in Pretty in Pink wears a lot of neckwear. Mm.
Mm.
Yes, so for sure. There's a lot of that's
Yeah.
what they say. So I guess that's kind of like your guys' little homework for this week is to watch a lot of rom-coms and see if you can spot the neckwear best friend.
Oh, we
um,
love a challenge.
for sure. So let's go ahead and move on here. So we know what a rom-com is, and we've talked a little bit about that. So, what would you think would kind of like confuse a rom-com from like a romance movie?
Hmm.
Because there's some romance movies that are funny, but they're not like, or even just a general funny movie, like a comedy.
Right. Hmm. It's kind of blurry. I feel like honestly, like the lines kind of get like a little blurry between romance and rom-com. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like in a rom-com, there's kind of like some sort of like funny like chemistry that like comes from the relationship. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the whole like situation of like how they get together is like kind of funny. Like okay, like for example, like The Notebook, classic romance movie, right? But if
Right.
we're talking about a rom-com, it doesn't have the same, like boy meets girl falls head over heels. It's kind of like more like comedic, like it's more funny and it's more
Right.
relatable, I feel like it's not as like far-fetched, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I believe that there's always kind of a I was talking to Salem yesterday, I believe it was, before just kind of like touching base with him and seeing how he was doing with his sister and everything, and just checking
Mhm.
in. And um, I we were kind of just talking about different like romances and different rom-coms, and he made a really good point. Just so the viewers, I know you guys miss him this week, but for some of the
Mhm.
viewers, he made a really good point, and just basically was saying that usually with a rom-com, it focuses on the couple specifically, like their journey together. He gave an example to me. He said that like Mean Girls probably wouldn't be a rom-com because it's more focused on her Katie's journey like with the girls versus her journey with Guy. So I don't know if
Hmm.
that helps
Interesting.
at all. Yeah.
No,
So
100%.
basically, oh, sorry, go ahead. Did you have something else?
No, totally agree.
Yeah. So yeah, he's super smart. We miss you, Salem. Just if you're watching, at the hospital.
I'll keep your seat
So
warm.
yes. So we are actually what I had planned. What we had planned for the show this week was to do a little rom-com award show. It's not necessarily. We're not going to list a bunch of shows here, a bunch of movies. We're not going to sit here and waste a lot of your time just listing all these movies out. We're going to pick our favorite or these are our awards. Like if we were going to give out an award for something, this is what we would do. Like I said before, some of you may not agree. If you don't agree, post that comment in our little live chat and we can totally discuss this, or we can have a little debate for sure. Um,
Sure.
so I'm going to start with you, Farah, and see what you
Mm-hmm.
think. Okay. So we're just going to do like one
Okay.
at a time. How's that sound?
That sounds great to me.
Okay, cool. So best movie.
Okay, so I couldn't narrow it down to one. I feel like these are so hard, like to narrow down to one. So I had to give it
Hmm.
my top two favorite ones. So my
Okay.
number one would probably be Clueless, just because I relate to Cher. She is just my spirit person. I love her. She starts off, shallow rich girl, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then she realizes that, the person that she least expected was totally right for her as she goes along on her journey and falls in love. Well, not falls in love, but she aspires to like make like a thing with like someone who's just like the ideal person. But I guess it just goes to show that like the ideal is probably maybe not ideal for you, you know?
Right, for
So
sure.
that was definitely my number one. And then my number two was Me Before You. Love me my Amelia Clark. She's gorgeous.
I don't think
She's
I've
like
seen that one.
quirky. Oh my gosh. You have to watch it after. It has
Okay.
Amelia Clark in it, obviously why you should watch it. But basically, this like quirky girl, she starts becoming a caregiver to this guy named Will, who's played by Sam Claflin, I think his name is. Gorgeous. And basically he was left paralyzed from an accident and he was really
Oh
wealthy and a
no.
young banker. And then he like is like very like negative about his outlook on life, obviously, understandably. But then with her in his life, this little quirky girl, he's like, wow, maybe, it's worth living again. And it's really cute. I will admit that.
Would you say is that some pretty known actors in that one, or is that like kind of a well-known one, or what?
I would think so. It has Matthew Lewis and it has Jenna Coleman, Sam Claflin, I think his last name, and Emilia Clarke, but I'm just obsessed with her. So I think I don't know. Do you guys think it's pretty well known? I love that movie.
You guys can definitely let us know if you've seen this movie. Definitely poke us in this chat, or maybe let us know on Twitter if you guys are catching the show after it's live. We do
Yeah.
stream the show live, and then we also have it on YouTube for you guys to check out afterwards. For those of you who couldn't make the live show, that's okay. And
Mm.
then also, yeah, so just let us know if you guys have seen her movies and you really like them. Just kind of let us know. From there, I picked my favorite would probably be Pretty in Pink. Um,
Mhm.
just because I think it's like this classic. Uh, it's a classic rom-com, and I feel
Yeah.
like I know there's definitely older films that have really kind of set the scene and the style, but I really like this one because it also shows like the struggles that she's experiencing in her you know Andy is experiencing in her high school years, and then plus she falls in love with this handsome guy, and she has this, like we were talking about earlier, we have this best friend who's in love with her, but they have like this really strong relationship, but she's like clearly put him in the friend zone. um,
Yeah.
it has Molly Ringwald in it, and Harry Dean Stanton. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm so sorry. I say things a little bit differently than a lot of people.
No. Oh, go.
um, yeah. And just a little fun fact for those of you, some of our viewers and fans that did not know. Andy's character, or Andy, was supposed to end up with Ducky in the end. I don't know how many of you guys knew that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know. Are you serious? The best
Yeah,
friend?
yeah.
Wow, that
Nobody
would have been
liked
a
it.
great movie.
So
And
I've
they
heard
just
a
what?
few
They just
different
threw it out?
I've heard a few different things. So maybe my producer is our producer is very well educated on a lot of films. Maybe he can kind of give us the one that's the truth. But I've heard a couple different things. I've heard that the audience in the first viewing of the movie like completely booed it. Like it was just like that was the ending. And then the audience booed it. But I also heard that Molly didn't like the ending. So I've heard a couple things. So I'm not really sure which one is the truth. I've heard a couple things. I've read a
Huh.
couple things. Yeah.
That's
So,
so interesting.
mhm, mhm.
Huh.
Yeah.
I
Fun
wonder how like
fact.
many other rom-coms end up like that. You know what I mean? Like if like there was like another twist and then like either like the actors themselves just didn't feel it or like
Mhm.
if it was like, I don't know. I'm very curious now.
Yeah. So, our producer is telling us that the test audience did not like it.
Hmm.
So I actually had my own, for my own experience the other day, I went out and I actually signed an NDA, so I can't really talk a lot about what I watched, but I can kind of tell you the experience I had with it. Um, we watched a movie and basically we were just like this test audience and we had to basically just watch the movie and then fill out this form afterwards to kind of give our opinions and everything, rate it and tell us what we
Mhm.
liked about the movie and whatnot. So I guess that's kind of what happened. Um,
Hmm. That
let's
is
see
so
here.
interesting. Oh my
He's
gosh, the
also saying and oh, sorry, go ahead. What?
no, producer man is just giving all of the wiseness.
Yes. Do you want to read to our viewers that are just watch or listening and not actually watching? Do you want to read what he says?
Oh, yeah, okay. So, in Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts is thrown out of the limo in the original ending, and the crowd said no, they did not like it. So they rewrote it and they ended up together, which I prefer.
I really liked Pretty Woman too. That would probably have to be another favorite of mine. Um, you'll understand why later, but for sure. I heard also that about Pretty Woman, it was supposed to be a lot darker. Like this movie was supposed to be a lot darker than than it ended up being. Like I heard she was supposed to be like this
Ooh,
coke addict, and like it was just supposed to be a whole lot darker. That's what I've heard.
ooh,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm. We
Um,
love the grit, but like still, like who doesn't love a freaking happy ending? You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
We're
That's true.
suckers.
I can't believe that she's thrown out of the limo. I notice also in Pretty Woman, while we're on that topic, there's a lot of oops, I guess. I don't know what you would call them. Maybe their producer can give us a little word, like maybe there's like a specific word for it, but like little oops scenes, like mistakes that happen, like in when they're all sitting around
Mm,
the table at that fancy restaurant and Edward is having that meeting. I forget the guy's name who
mhm.
he's having a meeting with, but and they're eating ice cream afterwards. Where she like the snail like slips from, that part that slips from the claw,
Yes,
the cruncher. Yeah. There's a
girl.
part there's a part where there is like no ice cream. I think if I remember right, it's like there's no ice cream in the little bowl cup thing, the little glass. And then one in the next shot, she has ice cream or he has ice cream. Like there's like oops mistakes like that. Um, because yeah,
Interesting.
1 minute he ate all his ice cream and then the next minute it was back again and then it was gone again, like in the next like shot over. And then also the limo is
Mhm.
it changes when I think it's when he's going to at the very ending, like he's going to see her. The limo seat changes, the interior of the limo like changes and switches up.
Interesting. There's so many
Yeah.
small details that you have to remember. Honestly, like I probably could not remember all of those things. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like all the little things. Like, listen, like these are all like all these movies, and especially if you relate to it that much more, you just watch it over and over and over and over and over
Right.
again. You're addicted to it,
Mhm.
and you pick up on the smallest freaking things. And otherwise,
Yes.
I probably wouldn't have noticed that. I really wouldn't have. But like because it like is that big of a deal, like now we're like, like they missed this,
I'm so
this, this,
awful with
this.
it. I'm awful with it. I notice these things like right away and I'm like, "Ah, just was a mistake. Like, oh my gosh. And then I think about it for like the next 10 minutes and I'm like, okay, again. And then they'll see something else. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why aren't they? Our producer is saying that there's a person on set whose job it is to keep I can't say it. Tongue twister. Continue it. I can't say it. He's supposed to catch these things, okay? Let's just say he's
Listen,
supposed to
we've been
catch these
drinking,
things.
okay?
We have.
Ignore
We've,
us. We're
yeah.
drinking. It's been a
Um, I'm drinking my tears of my exes, but it may be spiked with some gin. So,
Ooh, we love it. I got my box of rosé over here. I'm feeling a little feisty. But whoever has that job, I'm surprised I didn't get fired. Because these fans are ruthless. They know everything.
yeah. In your juice box, I wonder what you have in your juice box right there.
Ooh, it's rosé. Feeling
Mm.
frisky.
That's perfect timing to feel a little frisky is during our rom-com episode. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. So the next one is worst movie. Which one did you just like hate?
Okay. This is one that I kind of went back and forth on because I feel like there's a few that are just a little bit too cringe for me. But I'm going to say probably Valentine's Day was one of my least favorite rom-coms. It was just a little bit messy. It was all over the place. I don't know. I liked how there were different couples that were, talked about and
Yeah.
that went through. I don't know, like, I feel like it was just too much to follow. It was too cliche. Um, I don't know, there were certain scenes where I was like, "Yes, girl, you go." But there were other scenes where I was just, like, cringing hard, and I just wanted to skip through it all.
Yeah, for sure. I completely understand and can relate to that as well. I think did the same producer, did they like make New Year's Eve? Was that the kind of same production company? Some of the same people were in the movie, correct? Or am I mistaken? I can't remember
I
because I didn't really like it that much.
Right, I think it's by Gary Marshall, I
Mm,
believe. I could be wrong. But I know actually they were the same director that did Pretty Woman, Runaway Bride,
okay.
and they did New Year's Eve too. So I'm a little surprised because they've had such iconic movies that I feel like everyone's heard
Yeah.
of. But also, like, I don't know, I feel like, it was a good attempt. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, I agree. And thank you, Rainbow Everything, for helping me pronounce that word. So sorry about that. Yeah, so New Year's Day and New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day, just weren't my favorites at all. Mm-mm. But I did like the different how they viewed different characters and everything. That was nice.
Mhm, for sure.
Hmm.
Was that
Okay,
your least favorite too? New
yeah,
Year's Eve?
yeah. New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, they just weren't my favorite ones.
Mm-mm. No. I feel like it's hard to do a bad rom-com because, like, we like the bad, we like the cringy.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a lot of trouble too trying to find a worst movie because I just couldn't figure it out. Like I couldn't think of one that just wasn't my favorite. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We can move on though. If you guys have any worse, please let us know in our chat. And then next one is hottest leading male actor.
Ooh, and do you have one?
I do for sure.
Okay,
um,
spill. I need to hear.
I really loved Heath Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About You. Like, I don't think
Mm.
those dimples, we had a little picture we were going to post up, but we've had some difficulties. But those dimples and that smile just win me every time. And he's just like this hottie. He actually beat out Josh Hartnett and Ashton Kutcher for the role of Patrick. I don't know if you knew that or not. Can you imagine
Ooh.
that movie with like Ashton Kutcher in it? I don't think it would have worked as good.
No. I wonder, like, I definitely would have been, like, interested to, like, see those takes if, like, they were, like, working
Mm,
together, like, just to see the chemistry because that's what makes it, like, the different chemistry
yeah, for
between.
sure. Julia Stiles and
Mhm.
Heath Ledger had like awesome chemistry on TV on the set though,
Yeah, for
I think.
sure.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Like, and then also whenever she read the poem of hers where she's like, "But mostly, I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little
Yeah.
bit. Not even at all." She's like bawling, and those are real tears. She's basically just broke out crying on set. Like she said it was just like kind of an emotional moment for her, and she just said something
Mhm.
in it just clicked, and she just started crying. And yeah, that's like the real deal there, guys.
For sure. Oh my gosh, I
Mm.
love it.
And
Let me think.
there's definitely a guy in that movie for everybody, I feel like.
We love man
Mm,
candy.
yeah. Like whatever your preference is, I feel like that movie really touches base on a lot of different types of men or guys, I guess. In this movie, they're boys,
Mhm.
but
Right. We love it. Kinda drooling a little bit.
um
Um,
our producer thinks the best rom-com ever is Truth About Cats and Dogs. What do you think?
hmm, I honestly haven't watched that before. I know that came out in, like, early 2000s-ish. I've
Mm,
heard of it before,
yeah.
but I actually haven't watched it before.
It's I like it. I think it's a good one. I think it's a good one. I totally forgot about that one actually. So thanks for pointing that out to us. Um it definitely it's funny and it has have you not even heard about it before or you just haven't seen it?
I have heard about it before, I just haven't seen it before. Mm-mm.
Mm, yeah. I would definitely agree that that's a good one. You guys should definitely check that one out. And then
Right?
so what was your hottest leading male actor?
Ooh, okay. Mm, I'm going to say my most favorite heartthrob is going to be Matthew McConaughey in
Oh,
How to
yeah.
Lose a Guy in 10 Days. He is just gorgeous.
He's a
Oh my
hunk.
gosh. He is a hunk. I would do, I'm just going to leave it like that. No need. No need to
Terrible,
finish
awful
that sentence.
things.
The worst or the best, or both.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, him, 10 out of 10, or Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians. He
Oh,
is
yeah, for sure.
a snag. Oh my gosh, he's gorgeous. And he's also like fabulously like dressed and like just the whole movie is just chef's kiss, beautiful.
Yes, I haven't actually seen that one myself, but I have kind of looked into watching it, but I haven't watched it yet.
You've gotta watch it. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. One of my best friends wants to do, like, a similar, like, wedding, to that from Crazy Rich Asians, so we'll see. I think I can pull a few strings, make it happen, but,
What happens in the wedding
so
part?
amazing. Oh my gosh, it is just about the most beautiful wedding scene. I mean, it's gorgeous. I'm trying to, like, explain it by doing it justice. It's like water down the aisle with like different flowers, and everyone's holding like different candles up, and it's just beautifully lit. And her dress is gorgeous. It's just like the most serene wedding I've ever seen in my life. And they sing I Can't Help Falling in Love in the background and like a beautiful,
Aw,
like, it's just gorgeous. It's the
that's
most
cute.
beautiful wedding scene I've ever seen. Definitely watch it.
I have they're actually singing the song in the movie?
It's another person who sings it. I can't remember who sings it, but it's a cover of it. It's just chillingly beautiful. Like, it's just
Oh,
gorgeous.
that's awesome. That's awesome. All
Mhm.
right. So leading like hottest female actor.
Hmm. Let me think. Mm. I I'm going to say I just have a thing for Isla Fisher. Definitely, maybe. She is just gorgeous. I love Isla Fisher. Definitely have a huge crush on her. Um, Shout out to you if you're watching. Totally not, but like I love you. I just have a thing for like redhead women, just gorgeous. And then and then I'm also gonna say, well, then again, I'm playing into this. Emma Stone too.
Oh,
Just
yeah, for sure.
Crazy
Sure.
Stupid Love, which is one of my other little rom-com awards listings, but
Yes.
she is
Okay.
just oof,
We
oof.
may
Okay,
have
you
had the
go.
same
So
rom-com listing on that one because I was having trouble a little bit, so we may be we're gonna find out here soon.
okay.
If you guys if you guys are wondering, um, is it Isla? Is that how you say her name? Isla Fisher?
I say it's Isla.
Isla?
That's
Okay.
beautiful and unique too.
I'm really bad with names. Clearly, this is not new for some people who know me well. Um, and the that movie is basically there's two rom-coms that she's or no just is it just Leap Year that she's in that's the rom-com. That one's a good one. She's a very strong female actress in that one. Like she has a very strong
Right.
role. Mhm.
She's in that, and she's also in Definitely Maybe is another rom-com that she's in. And I'm
Oh
trying to
yes.
think of
Mm.
I would consider Confessions of a Shopaholic as a rom-com too, which is an iconic movie too.
Yeah, I'm
But
kind of like I was wondering about that one. I'm kind of like on the fence about it. Like, yes, I would consider it, but also I don't know. Maybe our viewers can kind of give us we can take a vote here. Do you think Confessions of a Shopaholic is a rom-com or just
mm,
a comedy?
let us
Um,
know. And
yeah,
there's a
let us
debate going
know.
on in our comments
Yeah,
too.
there is. I just noticed.
I know. Rainbow Everything begs to differ. They say Princess Bride is the best rom-com ever, or The Wedding Singer, or How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. 10 out of 10 agree with you. But there's also the debate of whether Princess Bride is a rom-com or not. Hmm.
I don't think see, that's what I was talking to, I was talking to Salem, like what I said, we were kinda discussing these plans and everything before he had to, go, but, we were kind of I was talking to him, I was like, "I don't really know if Princess Bride is a rom-com or not." I mean, I have some fun facts about Princess Bride, but, like, I don't think I would consider it a rom-com. Do you think it's a rom-com?
I feel like there's definitely like rom-com elements of it. Like they say like
Yeah,
romantic things
mhm.
like as you wish I will always come for you. Like who wouldn't want to hear someone say that? You know what I mean? Um
In any way possible.
in any way possible.
Uh
Tell us your fun
For
facts because
sure. Yeah. I don't know, like, it's kinda hard because it's like part of it is about I don't I know there's a debate about it also on the interweb right now too, whether it's a rom-com or whether it's not. I was reading this whole debate about it on this website, what I was yeah. So, what do you think about it would make it a rom-com? Besides what you just said, like, do you think it's, do we have the conflict? I guess we could go down our character sheet.
yeah. Um for Princess Bride, I I would say I don't know. I mean, it's kind of tricky. Like we said, it's like kind of like it's not like just black and white. Um, I
Mhm.
mean, I would kind of think of it as an action movie with elements of a rom-com, but I don't know.
Yeah, some people I know, yeah, Rainbow is saying that it was listed as top 50 rom-coms, but I've also seen it on a couple of debating lists on whether or not it is a rom-com. Um,
Hmm.
if I pronounce your name wrong, I do apologize. Lunaru. I hope I said
Ooh,
that
let me
correctly.
see.
Um,
Lenaro, yeah. Tell us
It's
if not.
romantic-based comedy, so yeah, up there with the Harry and Sally, Mannequin, and even Splash. Our producer is saying that he thinks the rom-com focuses on the characters falling in love, but Princess Bride, they are already in love, and he's just going to save her. And see, that's why I kind of agree with
Ooh.
what he is saying as well. And I was just getting ready to touch note on
Yeah.
that. Actually, it's not like,
Mhm.
yeah, they're not falling in love; they're already in love. So. Mm,
Yeah, he's like
dream a
her
little.
one true love.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, I feel like maybe this needs to be a debate on Twitter or something. We need to have, maybe this will be like our poll or something like that. If you guys think that Princess Bride is rom-com, or who of you think that it's not a rom-com, we'd love to hear. And then also, like, I read a fun fact about that is the writer he wanted to write a book for, and I'm sorry, I suck at names. I will just let you know, guys.
Mm.
But he wanted to write a book for his daughters, is what I read. Maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I read is he wanted to write a book for his daughters, and one of his daughters, he's like, "What should I write my book about?" And one of his daughters was
Mhm.
like, "Princess," and the other one was like, "A bride," and so he made Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. And that
Yeah.
goes to show it's kind of like a fairy tale adventure. Like it's yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's a rom-com, but I mean
Yeah.
it's a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale adventure. And he's battling, mystical evils and this and that and
Right.
all those,
It's Yeah, for sure. I think someone called it like a fantasy movie. More
Mhm.
fantasy than rom-com. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I was blowing up. I know. Um, so yeah, I'm really interested to hear the debate on, I would love to take this to Twitter and see what everybody thinks about it, because it's for sure. Like, there are definitely some lists out there that say that it's on the list, and then there are definitely some places where it says nope, it's not. So I would definitely love to hear
Mhm.
what you guys have to say. And there's another debate going on, and Dream a Little Dream, he says, uh, it's a great film, but not very rom-com. And Lunaru, completely, I think she disagreed with it. Or no, she
Mhm.
was asking about it. I'm sorry. Um, and
Mm.
I'm sorry if you're a guy. I'm so sorry. I just assumed. I apologize. I just
Our
realized.
fan.
Yes, I do apologize, Lunaru. He is saying that they were asking about Dream a Little Dream, and our producer was basically saying that he doesn't think it's a rom-com. He thinks it's more
Mhm.
like a romantic mystery, and he watched it, he loved it, but he still doesn't know what happened in it. And I feel like I've had that experience with some of these movies too. Like, you just
Yeah.
completely are like, "Oh, that was amazing, and I loved it, but, like, what was the
What
point?"
happened?
Or, like, "What happened?" Yeah, for sure.
I know. And that's kind of why you watch them over and over again. It's like, does it make sense the, 20th time? Maybe not.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you, Lenaro, for letting us know. I do apologize for that. If I yeah, I just didn't want to put my foot in my mouth there. Um
You're
I love
good.
this chat talk. It's awesome. I'm glad that you guys are doing that.
Mhm.
Um
Buzzing.
yeah, buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. Let's see
Mhm.
here. So the next category was best. Oh, I guess I didn't say what my favorite female actress was.
Oh my gosh,
I
go, go,
really
go.
like yeah, I forgot. Um, I put down Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts, just because I think that she
Mhm.
really, like, portrayed her character very well, in my eyes,
Mhm.
I think. And plus, I just kind of really like her. I just think that she's a very powerful actress in the first place.
Mhm.
But I know that's debatable, because I know some people, like, you either love Julia or you hate her. So I know that there's a
Right.
debate on that itself too.
I
And
know. I
there
feel like
are
the
so
same
many
thing about
others.
like Anne Hathaway. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
I feel like her and
yeah.
Anne Hathaway, they just, like, you love her or you hate her, and it's just, like, you can't
Mhm.
take away she's a strong actress, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I've heard so many back and forth on Anne Hathaway for sure too. Is she in any rom-coms?
Yes, she is in I think Anne Hathaway is in Valentine's Day,
Oh,
I
yes, that's
believe.
right.
I'm
Yeah, that's
pretty
right. I
sure.
totally forgot. Isn't she is
Yeah.
in New Year's Eve too?
You know what? I think so, and Bride Wars too, which is another one of my not
Is
so
that a
favorite ones because
rom-com
listen,
though?
I think it is. Do you not?
I don't know if I would consider that a rom-com. I think that's just I don't know. What do you guys think? What do our viewers think? Bride Wars. Those of you who have seen Bride Wars, do you think it's a rom-com or do you think it's just more of like a chick
A
flick comedy?
comedy?
Like
Right,
it's about I mean, I guess it's a relationship. So it's two best friends instead
right.
of a couple. So does it have to be about a man and a woman like in a romantic relationship or can it be about friends?
Hmm,
In Bride Wars? That's a good question
right.
too. Like,
That is a good
maybe
one
it's
for
not
sure.
romantic, but it's about these two for I don't know. Like, what do you guys think?
And they're
Does
2
it have to
different
be
romances? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Hmm.
know.
I don't
I mean, I
know.
guess her character does end up realizing that she's in love with her best friend's brother. Or they end
Mhm.
up getting together. I'm really interested what our viewers think right now if they are pondering the
Yeah,
idea.
for
Yeah,
sure.
for
I just
sure.
can't get over it, like, if you and your best friend are gonna fight over your day, then I think you need
Yeah.
a new best friend.
Why don't I what I never understood is why didn't they just have, like, a big wedding, like a double
Right.
wedding?
Man, I don't know. That's definitely one of the movies that needs an alternate ending because, ooh, I would have said a few things if I was in that trial audience.
Yeah. Like, okay, so our producer is saying First Wives Club is amazing about friends. I love First Wives Club, by the way. But I wouldn't call it a rom-com, he says, even if a relationship is healed at the end. And Rainbow Everything is basically saying that romantic comedy rom-com. Are you saying that about Bride Wars? Or you
Mm,
just so that we know for sure? Sorry, some of our chat gets delayed, so we just need to know which one you're referring to.
mhm.
Yes, we can. Um, yeah, I definitely First Wives Club is not a. I could probably get off on a tangent about that one, but if we were talking while we let Rainbow respond, if I
Mhm.
go back to Pretty Woman, I just think that she is just very. I just think she handles the role really well. Plus, I don't know, like the whole switch, like her growth, I just think is really cool, and um, plus, I think
Yeah.
that Julia Roberts and Richard Gere, they just make like this really good. That's not my couple choice, but they just make this really good couple like chemistry. They have a
Yeah.
really good on-screen chemistry. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like Runaway Bride.
Undeniable.
hmm
Mhm.
What's another Pretty Woman, Runaway Bride? Oh, there's another one too. Richard Gere and Julia Roberts.
Um, uh, I'm trying to think. I have no idea. Um,
Need to Google that. Um, Producer is basically saying that the scene when Pretty Woman when he slams the iconic scene where he's slamming the jewelry box shut and she like giggles and laughs and everybody like makes this big huge thing about. Even in another, they've done it in actually other movies too where they've laughed about it. He says that that was ad-libbed and she wasn't expecting it in
hmm,
RL, like for real.
interesting.
Um, yeah. And Rainbow is saying that we were saying that we didn't know if a romantic comedy has to have a romantic element or if it could be a friendship. It's defined as a romantic comedy.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely. Two best friends making it work definitely would not be romantic comedy, even if
Mhm.
there's some romance in there. Um,
Mm.
So
For
let's see
sure.
here. Our
Should
next
we move on to
one,
kisses?
yes, our best kiss. What do you
Mhm.
think?
Do you wanna guess mine? I feel like you definitely know mine.
I would probably say Crazy Stupid Love, where she's running in and it's raining and she's like, "Do
Yeah.
you still want me?" Yes.
And then they have that epic makeout scene. Oh my god, it makes it so hard to be, like, a modern feminist when, like, he's just so oof, and then she runs in, and then she's like, "Ah," and oh my gosh, it's just
She
everything and
totally
more.
takes charge in that scene though. Like she's
Like,
completely like in charge. She's like, this is
right?
happening because I want it to happen.
Yes, it's on her terms, and, like, I feel like,
Mhm.
before that, it was everything on his terms, and,
Right.
like, he was, like, playing, the game, and then she came back, she took control back, and that's sexy, so
Yeah.
probably my favorite best
Plus
kiss ever.
their chemistry was awesome on set too. On film, like on
Mhm.
camera, or however you would say it. Their chemistry was awesome on camera, I guess you would say it. Yeah. Like
Mhm.
that was hot. That scene, like that kissing you could totally feel.
You
Yeah.
could feel it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Another one, it was kind of a mixture between that one, like I was really having a hard toss up between that one and then also Something Borrowed. I don't know if you've seen Something Borrowed or not.
Hmm. No.
So it's about this girl whose best friend is with a guy that one of her friends in college, and she's like this guy like this whole time and also into her adult years. But her friend ends up getting engaged to him and they are getting to get married, but she's like totally in love with him. And then finally they end up kissing and like they end up like revealing their deepest, darkest secrets that they've been in love with each other this whole time, but the other one didn't know. Just this whole like vomit of romance. This nerd vomit of romance.
I love
Yeah.
it.
But some people don't like it because he's this guy stringing along two women and he's like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. I don't want to do this because I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to do this because, they just feel like he's like this really douchebag kind of guy. He's just stringing them along. He says that he keeps going
Right.
to the wedding because it's making his mom feel better in life and she was really depressed for a while and so he was like going to do
Mhm.
this. Anyways, back to the whole
Yeah.
complete reason why I brought up this movie was because of this kiss. So this kiss happens, they've been drinking a little bit, not a whole lot. Well, yeah, they've been drinking a whole lot, but they're in the back of this taxi, they're getting ready to go home. I had a really cool clip for this. And they're getting in this taxi, they're talking
Mhm.
about going home. We have two stops. And then she's just like, she's talking, and then all of a sudden he just rushes over and he kisses her like middle of the sentence. And
Ooh,
yeah,
steamy.
yes. And the taxi driver
Mhm.
ends the scene kind of going, okay, I guess we have one stop then. It was
That
just
must be,
really
like, so
cute.
awkward, just like, "Alright, I guess we're going with it."
Our producer goes, the moment when someone uses the word vomit in a comment about a kiss. I mean, I was trying to
You
relate
know
the
what?
two. Yeah.
Yeah. You
It's
know
just,
what? I got it.
yeah. It's just like this huge, I don't know. The movie is just like this. You're on the edge of the seat for,
Mhm.
her character, this main character, her character. And you guys are probably wondering, like, who's the character? Because like I said, I suck at names. So, and I had a lot of research done, but you know what? I didn't research names, so that's my fault. You guys can kick me for it later.
Yeah,
Um,
watch the movie and let us know.
Jennifer Goodwin. Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's a popular.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She is one of the main characters. Kate Hudson's in there as well. Kate
Mm.
Hudson is the one who's getting engaged. She's kind of like this strong, like character who she kind of overpowers her friend a lot. Like her personality is very like out there in your face. And so she's very like center of
Mhm.
attention. And she makes it known that she's center
Mm.
of attention, that she likes it. And then it kind of like drowns out um, Rachel, who is played by Jennifer Goodwin. Yeah, it's a very steamy kiss to
Definitely.
me. Mhm.
We love it. What
Mhm.
I just it just yes, give me the steam, give me just all of it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. They have another really good kiss, like, in the movie as well, they end up kissing in the rain, and rain kisses. You like and a
Ugh.
rom-com has a lot of rain kiss like, this is a thing, guys. There's always like, there's not
Mhm.
always, but there's rain kisses are a thing.
I know, and the thing is, 9 times out of 10, they might not be as sexy as they are, can attest to that. Hair's everywhere, clothes are soaking wet, you're uncomfortable, but, I mean, they make it look sexy, so, no.
Right. They're probably not really sexy at all or not really comfortable at all on set. They're probably like, this sucks. I'm freezing cold. I'm standing in
I'm
the
freezing
rain.
cold.
How many takes do we have to do? This is our 122nd, and I've just made out with this guy every single time.
Oh my gosh, right?
I think I heard this from the producer the other day. I'm not for sure. He can probably tell me if it was him that said it, but maybe I was watching some kind of YouTube video where you don't see a lot of if someone's eating in a movie,
Mhm,
you don't really see a lot of them actually eating the food very often. You see it on their fork or something. Because if they have to
mhm.
do a retake of that, then they're constantly having to take a bite. And so they have well, this is called nerd vomit. Okay, guys. So there they have a puke bucket on the side if they get sick because there's so many cuts or so many scenes that they have not cuts, I'm sorry, so many takes that they have to do.
Mhm.
Um
No, that's so
so
interesting because that's something also they do on reality TV when they're doing The Bachelor, and they don't touch the food. It's just there, and they
mhm.
look like they're eating it, but then when, every time they have, the new, cut to, take, whatever you wanna call it, I don't know the fucking terms, but, they don't touch it. It's just there as a prop, but it
Yeah.
makes it look real. It makes it feel like it's normal.
You know that part in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days where it's like a GIF now. Is that how you say a GIF? A GIF? See,
A
I suck at these
gift?
words. A GIF? A GIF? I don't know. GIF? Maybe we need to have a whole talk show about these.
Jiffy?
Yeah.
Jiffy?
GIFs? I don't freaking know. Anyway, these clips that she's chowing down on this burger. Can you imagine how many times she had to take that take? Like smothering her face with motorboating a burger. I wonder how many takes that was. She just
I think we
kill it
should
the
just
first take.
all yeah, everyone after this go motor burger. Just enjoy it. Just feast on it. Just give it a
Let the
little
juices flow.
let it seep.
Um okay. Moving on before we get off
Okay.
topic. This is about rom-coms, okay? We're getting romantic here kind of. Um okay, so we had our best kiss. Um what would you say the funniest kiss is?
Okay, so this is one that I did research into because I couldn't think about one off the top of my head. I'm going to say the second Pitch Perfect movie. There's the character Fat Amy, and she's just iconic, unapologetically herself. And there's this guy Bumper who is the head dude of his little acapella bro group, whatever. And he wants to settle down, and Amy, being the independent woman that she is, didn't want to. So she realizes, movie progressed that maybe I don't want to lose him. So she made a grand gesture, one of the things we talked about, and she's saying we belong together on a freaking canoe. And then she paddled her way towards where he was at this cabin thing. And then they dramatically made out. And then in between their make out with tongues everywhere, full on all in your face. She broke to continue singing and then continue making out with them, and then it was just on the floor, and then everyone went inside. It was just a whole thing. It was hilarious.
Oh, I definitely remember this movie, and I remember that part too. And when I was doing some research myself, I remember reading about this, but I was having this inner struggle, is Pitch Perfect to a rom-com? I mean, I was having
It
trouble
has
with that one
romantic
too.
elements. I
Yeah,
know.
sure.
Um,
But it's more about the girls, right? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do our viewers think? It's kind of like
hmm,
that First Wives Club. I mean, it's not like First Wives Club. I mean, there is singing and there is girls and there
right,
is friendships. But
right,
like, would you consider Pitch Perfect 1, 2, whatever, a
right.
rom-com?
It
We'll
has
have
like the
to,
wit and the charm. It's
yeah,
light
for
and like
sure.
amusing. I don't know.
Hmm. That one's a tough one too. Like, I don't know. I don't think that I would say so, but I have been wrong before. So we'll let you guys think about that while we move on to another award. The next one is we're going to wrap the awards up with the best couple.
Why don't you go?
Okay, so my favorite couple was probably How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, just because I think that they, like Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson, I think they have this great on-screen chemistry. They're very like they're I mean, whenever they play opposites, like they just have a really good, I don't know, they just have a really good chemistry to me. And I think that
Mhm.
um just like you feel their relationship more. But there's a lot of really good couple, like Netflix has a lot of really good teen rom-coms and
Mhm.
I think what is that one the Boys I've Loved Before, or I
Oh,
can't
To
remember.
All the Boys I've Loved Before. Yes,
Yeah.
they just had a new one come out.
That couple, the main couple, they're very, very cute, and that was a really good
Mhm.
coupling as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'm
Oh,
gonna
My Funniest
say,
Kiss. Thank you. Oh, sorry, go ahead. You do
oh
the
yeah, no, no,
couple and
no.
I'll go back. Okay.
Oh my
Sorry.
goodness. Okay,
Thank you.
real quick, I'll say obviously we know my favorite
Mhm.
is Crazy Stupid Love. Emma and Ryan Gosling, iconic. They just have the best chemistry. But you go on. What was your funniest kiss?
The funniest kiss to me is that there's a movie. I don't know how many of you guys have seen it. But it's She's the Man, and it's got
Mhm.
Amanda Bynes in it, and she
Mhm.
basically pretends she's a man in order to get on a soccer team for college. She basically takes the position of her twin brother, and she dresses up like a dude. There's a
Mhm.
lot of very comical moments in there as well. And then she falls in love with the guy, blah blah blah. But anyways, there is a kiss on there, and
Mhm.
it's not the main couple. It's actually another, they're like the supportive friends kind of. Um,
Ooh.
I don't know if it would be the main supportive friends, but it's just some other friends that are in there. And one is Eunice and the other is Toby. And at the like it's like an ending scene and they're on the football or the, I guess some people would Euros would call it football, but soccer field. And they are looking at each other and they're like, Toby's telling her, like, I've had feelings for you, and she's like, I can do really crazy things. Or, she's like basically like she's this complete nerd. She's got like braces and these like glasses, and she's just like very kind of
Uh-huh.
like nerdy looking, and he's like this popular guy. And then they
Oh
just
my
start making
gosh.
out, and they're just like, I wish we had a clip of this because they're just like fucking face, but it's like so awkward, cringeworthy. It's just
Oh,
hilarious. um,
love it.
yes,
Mhm.
Lunaro said that Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds in The Proposal was a really good one, and I have to agree. That was a very awkward, funny kiss as well. I don't know if you've seen
Mhm.
that one where they're like kissing. Everybody's making them kiss, and
Mhm.
just like looking over, making sure like, are we done yet?
They're
And
kissing.
then they end up liking it. Yeah. Um, and our producer says, ever seen one of the guy or one called One of the Guys? Girl dresses up as a boy and attends a different school to write an article about life as a boy. I have not
No.
seen that one at all.
Interesting. You guys should be making a list of all these different movies
Yeah,
to
for sure.
watch. That's like your
For sure.
homework. Go and watch all of these this weekend.
That's a good homework. And then also, I guess, Bridget Jones's Diary is also amazing. Is there an awkward kiss in that one, or is it just good coupling?
I don't remember an awkward kiss,
I
but
don't
I
remember
could
an
totally
awkward
be
kiss either.
spacing.
But
Good
there's
coupling.
yeah, good coupling. There's Hugh, what's his name in that? Or no, hold on a second. I'm trying to think here. What's the actor's name? You can help me because it seems like you're really good at actors and actresses.
Oh gosh.
In 2 Weeks' Notice with Sandra Bullock. You.
I'm trying to I can see he's got his first name is
Hugh
like
Grant.
Hugh, right?
Hugh Grant. Yes. It was like I knew it, but I just didn't say it. Okay. So he's kind of hit and miss with me. Sometimes I really like him acting, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, no, pass.
Right.
His characters can kind of be cringeworthy sometimes.
Right.
Lunaru says that well, Lunaro and our producer are both agreeing that one of the guys is a good movie to watch. It's an older movie, but it's good. And then also another good coupling is When in Rome, and I would definitely have to agree on that one as well.
Good ones. Good ones.
Yeah, for sure. I wish we had like little, I don't know. Well, we don't need trophies. We're just gonna talk about it. Never mind. But we would definitely love to hear your thoughts about these good couplings or your favorite awards on Twitter as well. So I do have to ask you, before we start wrapping things up here, have you ever had a rom-com personal experience?
It they're definitely listening. I definitely that trope that we talked about, thinking that, you're with the right person and then that like, the wrong person, the person you least expect. Currently going through one of those moments right now. So, to be determined. What about you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of in the to be determined area myself too, I think.
Mysterious.
Or maybe just
You're
none that I don't
listening.
want to talk about.
Make a grand gesture or like a steamy
Yeah.
kiss.
I mean, some of them are kind of private, but yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and like wrap things up today, I think. I mean, definitely this was a lot of fun. I just want to make a little shout out to our winner for last week, Linka. She won our Find the Rise logo. Every week we hide the logo somewhere on our set. If you can find out, if you know where the logo is, then you can give a shout out on Twitter, and the first person to say on Twitter where the logo is on set will win a prize. And our prize this week is a Player 1 and Player 2 chairs, gamer chairs, from Backbone, I think it was. And our and my phone died, so I can't see your guys' chat. I do apologize. I'm working on it. Maybe my host, Farah, maybe you can let me know if anybody says anything while I get it pulled back up.
Yeah.
And then
Quiet.
okay. And so I just want to say shout out to Linka, who found it last week, who is actually going to win that bottle of chill pills. So if you want to shoot Tats Soul Star a message on SL and or shoot me a text message. Sorry. um, and shoot me a text message, yeah. Or let us know on Twitter. Shoot me a message in Twitter. I totally messed that one up, but yeah. Just let me know your information so that I can mail that out to you or pass it over to a friend who knows of you. That would be awesome. And then let's see here. I just want to thank Farah for definitely coming in and helping us out today. While Salem is helping his sister out and being with his sister in the hospital. So thank you very much for coming. Do you have anything you want to say before we head out?
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to have been here, and you're amazing. And I
Thanks.
can't wait to, hit it off with you again.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, definitely keep a lookout for our next show. We will make a shout out on Twitter. We don't like to really say like what we're going to be talking about during the week. We like to do we don't want to do any spoilers, so you will find out for sure when the next show is going to be. And thank you guys for watching us again, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, these we haven't played. No, I don't want nest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun